have a service call today on this Daikin 8 kilowatt high wall split. Call was that it wasn't heating. I went inside. This is a school and they got kids in there, so I wasn't going to film in there, but basically the indoor unit is unresponsive, so I tried on the remote and on the emergency or the on-off button on the front. Neither worked. So it's not labelled, but I have a feeling it's this one. But we're going to pull the covers off and have a look. As you can see, it's in great condition, but we do have power. But obviously we'll test that at our unit. Yeah, let's pull it apart. It's a fantastic condition here. Well, we've obviously got power. We'll just make sure it's correct. Yep, we'll see if we've got power going to our indoor, which we do. See if we've got comms voltage. Oops, in there. Alright, according to this one, we've got indoor communication. So it might not actually be this unit. I'll quickly just go. We've got this one and then those four. The only one that wasn't running was this one, which is closest to the classroom, which is why I started with this one. But it could also be that one, because that one was also not running. So I'll quickly pop the cover off that one and see if we've got power and comms. Naturally, it was this one. Anyway. So already off the bat, I've got no LED there, so we'll just test incoming power on this one. And lo and behold, we have nothing. So again, isolator on this one is on. We'll pop that off and see if we've got power at the top of that isolator. Sometimes things just aren't easy, eh? Like, oh. Ow. So that is turning out to be the hardest isolator in the world to get off. I have not been able to get it off. Anyway, so I've decided to take a break from that and start taking the lid off, and we could be onto something here. Look at that, look at all this. It's never really a good time when you start seeing that on an outdoor unit. So yeah, basically just want to do a visual inspection of the board. That's why I've taken the lid off. So we'll keep taking this apart and see what we see. So pulled it off now. No obvious signs of burn marks. Let's quickly go through and do a bit of a visual and see if I can see anything. Like you got, see like evidence up here, evidence over there, whatever this is. But yeah, I'll have a quick squiz close and see if I can see anything. But this one, unfortunately, you can't see from underneath, so I'd probably need to pop the board up to have a look at the other side of it. So it seems there might be something here. Kind of see if I can get in there a bit better. So S70, I believe, is the fan motor. Let's just quickly double check that. F1, MF1, S70, yeah, pretty sure it's the fan motor. M1F, yeah, fan motor. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's not looking great. But yeah, we might let's clear this off. I've obviously got power off this, by the way. Oh, it had no power, but you know, I've still got it isolated anyway, just in case. You know, down back there looks a little bit corroded too. But yeah, we might prop this board up and see if we can see anything on the other side of it. Man, we got it. Well, look, I'll be honest, I'm not proud of myself. I had to do a bit of banging. So I am going to have to silicone that up and then just get them to replace this, because that was, yeah, that seal, man, just kind of was so stuck on there. Anyway, I can now finally test power. Again, it's like a question I can't ever know the answer to. Like, surely there's going to be no power there, but, you know, on the off chance that for whatever reason it is the isolator that's faulty, I always like to test incoming power from the isolator if I've got no power at the unit. Anyway, let's test. Like we knew, 0 volts. Anyway, what I might do before I go looking for a trip breaker is I'll quickly just test. Like I said, I'm still doing a visual of the board. I haven't pulled that up yet, but we'll just test the compressor. The fan motor, can't test that, unfortunately. So if that is the cause, you know, it'd be pretty crazy if it was the cause of trip breaker. But yeah, we'll test this compressor first and see what we're getting there. Any readings to earth and... Okay, earth there. We'll go to test on our pins here. Nothing. Nothing. and nothing, so that's a good sign. We'll just test between the windings. Okay. Cool, that's testing out okay. Just quickly while I'm here, I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and test my LEV. Again, I don't think that's enough to trip a breaker, but I'll still test it to earth while I'm here. So all I'm gonna do, I've still got my pin over there. This is gonna be hard to do with one hand, but basically I'm just gonna go through and test each of those windings there, and then I'll just test the resistance between them as well. So this is is it 6 wire? 1, 2, 3, yep, 6 wire, so that's fine. Quickly go test that. Cool, that tested out fine, no readings to earth, and between the windings it was 44 each winding, and then 89 or whatever it was between them, so testing out fine. Solenoid valve tests out fine too. So I kind of just like propped the board up a little bit just to have a bit of a visual underneath. I couldn't see anything that stood out, so I'll put these looms back in. We'll go look for this trip breaker, and then we'll go do a visual of that indoor board. And then, yeah, we'll assess from there. So, just waiting for them to finish up a class, about 15-minute wait, so before I can do a visual inspection. I can't remember if I said before either, but I did spin this fan just to make sure it wasn't seized or anything like that. Yeah. This is our indoor here, so I'll pull this apart while I've got a spare minute, while the kids are out. So, indoor board visually looks okay. I've just tested that fuse, that's fine. No burn marks, nothing obvious. We'll just quickly spin this fan motor. Oh, I'll do that in a sec anyway. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of getting to the point where, what's that? Ooh. A little bug or something. Bugs everywhere up here, man. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to turn that switch back on. Test the unit. Right, we've got power replied. The only thing that I wasn't able to confirm was that if that breaker itself was actually tripped or was it off. So sometimes they trip in the middle. I couldn't find any literature on that one to say if it trips in the middle. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna put this back on, reapply power, and see what happens. Now the unit's just started, we got it in heating mode, so chucked a probe on a couple of temp clamps, so gas going to the unit, liquid coming back. I'm actually really happy with that. So it's about 38 degrees, 38 to 40 return. Just testing the current just to see if the compressor was seized, which clearly it isn't. I think it says thing says it's allowed to run like 15 amps or whatever in heating mode. Not that we'll ever get that, but I mean, everything's looking pretty good, man. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that potentially, like, that switchboard wasn't closed. Maybe a kid's just decided to turn it off for fun. I don't know. But as it stands, this thing's looking pretty good. We'll keep monitoring. I took a phone call and came back and the unit had shut down, so I got a little bit nervous there for a sec, but I think it's just because they got hot in the room there, because we are still got power. We've still got power. Hold on. There we go. And we are still communicating. Honestly, man, I'm leaning towards someone's just decided to go in there and either, one, switched it off accidentally, thinking it was something different. I don't know how you do that, or someone has just decided to play funny buggers and turned it off. So this thing's working nicely, man. All right, let's see how bad we can make this. I only had grey too, eh? Oh, God. It's gonna look like a dog's breakfast. Oh my God, man. Anyway, one other possibility that this could have been is I've seen it a handful of times before where, you know, rats get in, nibble the wires, and it can make contact, and then when they stop doing that, it just stops making contact, right? I've had one where they actually had completely taken away the sheath of the earth wire and some of the neutral and the active, and it was through like a penetration in the brick wall. Every now and then, obviously, the rat, I assume, would just run through, and again it would make contact and it would trip out again. But then you'd come and it was completely fine. All it was doing was blowing the indoor fuse. This wasn't yeah, this is a while ago, but yeah, that is always a possibility too. Now obviously, yes, you can test the wires if they're making contact, which we had basically done, but as it stands, these ones are running through the wall, so I can't do that. And if I'm getting no reading on the wires, I have to assume that they're fine, because I cannot visually check that. But yeah, anyway, this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching.